So, when I say the words self care, what pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's probably, fancy spa days, expensive face masks, maybe one of those perfect looking bubble baths you see all over Instagram. But what if real self care isn't about escaping our lives for a few hours? What if it's actually about building a life we don't feel the need to escape from in the first place? Okay, let's really get into this.
Man, this quote, it hits differently, doesn't it? It completely reframes the conversation. It challenges us to stop seeing self-care as this little treat we give ourselves when we're burned out, and instead see it as the day in, day out work of creating a life that actually feels good to live. So before we can get to the good stuff, we kind of have to clear the air. Let's start by totally deconstructing this myth of self-care that's been sold to us.
Okay, look at this. This slide lays it all out, plain and simple. On the left, that's the version of self-care we're constantly marketed. It's expensive, it's occasional, it's a product. But on the right, that's the reality. That's the foundational, unglamorous stuff that actually moves the needle, like just getting enough sleep. This right here, this is our North Star. Let's break it down. It's deliberate, meaning you have to be intentional about it. It's ongoing, not just a one-time thing. And maybe most important, it's about protecting yourself when things get tough. So let's see what that actually looks like. So where do we start? Well, it all starts upstairs, in the mind. Let's walk through 5 really practical rituals that can help you reclaim your mental space. No, seriously, think about it. What's the absolute first thing to do when your eyes open? If you're like millions of us, you reach for your phone. And right away, bam, your brain is flooded with other people's emergencies and demands. It puts you on defense before your feet even hit the floor. And here's the antidote. Ritual number 1, the tech-free morning window. It is so simple. Just don't look at your phone for the first 30 to 60 minutes of your day. Give your brain a chance to boot up on its own terms, not the world's terms. It's a tiny change that completely shifts the tone of your entire day. Okay, now let's talk about that feeling. You know, the one where it feels like you have about 100 tabs open in your brain at all times. All those to-do lists and worries and little things to remember. Yeah, that mental clutter is absolutely exhausting. This is why ritual number 2, the brain dump, is a total game changer. All you do is take 5 minutes before bed and just write everything down. Get it all out of your head and onto the paper. It's like you're outsourcing your brain's memory to a notebook, which frees up so much space and lets you actually truly rest. Oof, this next one is a biggie. We all do it, right? We say yes when we really mean, I don't have the energy for this. Overcommitment is one of the fastest ways to burn out, but we feel so guilty saying no. Which brings us to ritual number 3, setting and enforcing boundaries. This is a crucial act of self-preservation. The trick is to just pause before you answer. Ask yourself, do I really have the bandwidth for this? And remember what it says here. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you're saying a huge yes to your own well-being. I mean, just think about it. The constant pings, dings, notifications, the endless scrolling. Our nervous systems just weren't built for this constant low-level buzz of stimulation. It's no wonder we're all so tired. So, the solution is ritual number 4. You gotta intentionally schedule time to unplug. This doesn't have to be some extreme week-long retreat. Just start small. A no screens after 8 p.m. rule is amazing for your sleep. Or maybe make Sundays a tech-free day. The goal is just to disconnect from the digital world so you can reconnect with the one right in front of you. In this whole hustle culture we live in, doing nothing feels, well, it feels lazy. We feel guilty. But the truth is, the science is crystal clear. Our brains need that downtime. That's when we process things, when we have our best ideas. It's not lazy, it's essential. And that leads right into our last mental ritual, number 5, cultivating stillness. We're just talking about 10 minutes a day. No agenda, no goals, no podcasts in the background. Just be. Sit on the couch, lie on the floor, whatever. Just give your brain a moment to catch its breath. Okay, so we've laid a really strong foundation for the mind, but you can't have a resilient mind if you're not taking care of your body. They're totally connected. So now let's talk about 5 rituals for recharging your body. For our 6th ritual, let's be absolutely 100% clear. Sleep is not a luxury. It's not a suggestion. It is the fundamental pillar of your health. It is non-negotiable. It's the biological maintenance your body and brain are screaming for every single night. And here's the magic number. The science is pretty solid on this. Most of us need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep a night. Honestly, prioritizing this might be the single most powerful act of self-care you can do. All right, let's talk about movement. The way we think about exercise changes everything. If you see it as a punishment for what you ate or just another chore on your list, you're never going to stick with it. But what if we could reframe it? And that brings us to ritual number 7, joyful movement. The key word there is joyful. Forget what you think you should be doing at the gym. What feels good to you? A walk? A dance party in your kitchen? The goal isn't punishment. It's about feeling good in your body for about 30 minutes a day. And the last 3 rituals, they're the super basic, foundational things we tend to forget in our busy lives. Ritual number 8 is getting out in nature. We just weren't built to live under fluorescent lights 24/7. Then there's ritual 9, nourishment, just focusing on eating real good food. And finally, ritual 10, simple hydration, drinking enough water. Not trendy, but absolutely essential. Whew. Okay, I know that was a lot. 10 different rituals. And you might be sitting there feeling a little overwhelmed thinking, how am I supposed to do all of that? So let's talk about how to actually get started without adding more stress to your life. Please read this and let it sink in. Perfectionism is the enemy of self-care. If you try to do all 10 of these things perfectly starting tomorrow, you're going to burn out. The goal is not perfection. It is simply intention and then consistency. Here is your game plan, and it's perfect. Don't look at this list as a giant to-do list. Think of it like a menu at a restaurant. You're not supposed to order everything. Just pick 1 or 2 things that really jump out at you, that feel like something you need right now. Practice those until they feel like a habit. Then, and only then, maybe you can think about adding another one. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Just take a second and ask yourself this question. Of all the things we just talked about, which 1 or 2 feel like the most urgent need in your life right this second? The one that would make the biggest difference starting today? Yeah, that one. That's your starting point.